Chargers had a horrible 2015 NFL season, but it appears as if they're ready to make a push for the playoffs. Can they really make it? We're about to find out. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Welcome, this is the MJ Take here on Sports Fan Entertainment. Today, I am discussing the San Diego Chargers as a part of my 32 teams in 32 days 2016 NFL season previews. And the Chargers are starting to become a little bit of a popular pick, a popular trend to really improve this season and push for the playoffs. Am I buying into this? We're about to discuss it. We're going to get into their strengths, their weaknesses, get into their schedule, my win-loss prediction, and I also have some statistical projections down in the description box below. So let's talk about this Chargers team. Now, it's hard finding, for me, at least it was, finding true strengths on this roster, because I think within each positional group on the damn field, pretty much, you can find strengths and weaknesses. It's just not one position group where there are good players throughout, but this is what I ended up going with. So I did go with the cornerbacks. Okay, you have Jason Verrett on one side. He's really becoming a shutdown corner in this league. Really good corner. A guy that really got overshadowed to me just because the Chargers went 4-12, but he became their best cornerback last year by far. I mean, Brandon Flowers stunk last year. We're about to get into that, but Jason Verrett absolutely really coming into his mold. I mean, the guy is going to be a Pro Bowler this year. I expect big things from Jason Verrett. You went out and you signed Casey Hayward from the Green Bay Packers, a guy that I felt should have been on the field even more than he was last season, but they wanted to give reps to Demarius Randall and Quentin Rollins, their two rookie corners. But I think Casey Hayward is a damn good starter in the NFL, and that's a damn good two cornerback tandem. But the problem is, behind them, you have Brandon Flowers, who will tell you himself that he stunk last year. No one knows why. Everyone asked him, he said, I really don't know why. I was lazy. He was saying some other stuff. He's saying he's not going to do the same, but how do I know that? I don't know that for sure. So, and he's always had these issues. That's why the Chiefs ended up getting rid of him. He wasn't consistent enough. They just released him. Remember that? They did it for a reason. If the Chiefs don't want you, man, there's an issue there, because they're willing to take guys like Tyreek Hill in the draft that have choked somebody to death almost. So, obviously, there's issues with Brandon Flowers that he needs to figure out, but if he can be good again, those are three good corners for the San Diego Chargers, and I like seeing that. You flip it to the wide receivers. I think this is also a strength for this football team. Keenan Allen really showed us what he could do, and we already knew this. I mean, ever since he came into the league 2013, the guy's been great, but he really showed elite talent last year. Can he stay healthy? If he can, that would be a big boost for this football team. You have Travis Benjamin, who you signed from the Cleveland Browns. The guy was really good for them last year, one of their best players in their entire football team. He's now on your football team. And Stevie Johnson had issues staying healthy, but when he was on the field, he was reliable enough to where, okay, he's our number 3 wide receiver. I trust that. I trust in him. That's great. Now, the problem I have, though, with these two position groups that I just talked about being potential strengths, there is no depth on either one of those whatsoever. None, zero, zilch, nada. And that is why I had such a problem putting them as strengths. Where is the depth? There is none. All right, so for the wide receivers, you have Javonte Herndon, you have Dontrell Inman. I mean, what kind of names are these? Who are these guys? I know a lot of you guys like Dontrell Inman, right? He had some nice receptions last year, but I mean, come on, guys. These are the guys you're relying upon if Keenan Allen gets hurt again, if Stevie Johnson gets hurt again. These guys can't be relied upon consistently. There is no depth there, and at the cornerback position, there is no depth either. Cassius Vaughn is not on the team, so right now you have Craig Mager as a backup. You have Steve Williams. You have a couple of undrafted free agents. There is no depth at the cornerback and wide receivers position, and this is huge for me because cornerbacks and wide receivers, they miss games. Now, they may not miss a lot, but I think every single wide receiver in the NFL almost seemingly misses at least 1 or 2 games every year. No one plays 16 games except for the occasional Julio Jones freaks or something like that. But And even Odell Beckham gets pretty lucky, but man, wide receivers, they can miss a couple games. You have some sprained ankles, some twisted ankles and whatnot, and miss some games. And when that happens, who's gonna step up? I'm not quite sure of that. And same goes for the cornerbacks. Outside linebacker, another potential strength. Melvin Ingram, Jeremiah Tauchu, Kyle Emmanuel. Good players, none of them great, although Melvin Ingram is looking like he could be. He finally had over 10 sacks last season. That was nice to see. So he's definitely the best player of this positional group. But I'm still just a little underwhelmed. I expect more from him at this point. I thought he was going to be a 15-plus sack guy in the NFL. Not quite that, but still pretty good. Don't get me wrong. All right, so with that said, the next would be Phillip Rivers. He's a top 10 quarterback in the league to me. Now, he's number 10. He's not number 9, number 8, number 7, but he's number 10. He is top 10. I'm still a big Phillip Rivers fan, and that's great. Now, let's get into some of the weaknesses. Number 1 for me is the running back position. Melvin Gordon, I think he just stinks. And I know you want to believe that he's going to turn it on magically, and he's going to figure it out, and he's going to be good. And I don't think so. I think we have a bust on our hands in Melvin Gordon, and it's really unfortunate. You guys moved up 2 spots to get him. Now we're realizing for pretty much nothing. The guy hasn't done anything worth a damn. Didn't even score a touchdown last season. I think he's going to get benched again. I think Denny Woodhead will get a lot of the reps. I think Brandon Oliver's going to end up getting a lot of the reps. I think they're going to try. They're really going to try their damnedest to get something out of Melvin Gordon. But Ken Whisenhunt will get pissed off and he'll bench him. Just like how he benched Bishop Sankey for the Tennessee Titans, because they kind of come from the same mold, guys that kind of underwhelmed the rookie season, and then Ken Whisenhunt just benched him and then said, you're never playing again. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Melvin Gordon, so just look out for that. I'm telling you right now, I expect nothing from Melvin Gordon this season. It's very unfortunate, but do not draft him in fantasy. God, do not draft him in fantasy, because Ken Whisenhunt, he's back. He's the offensive coordinator. He's not the head coach, but boy, he ain't going to play. He's going to bench that boy, so y'all better be ready for that. All right, the offensive line. Can King Dunlap return to his reinvented form? And I call it the reinvented form because here's what happened with King Dunlap. So he came into the league, he was okay to pretty good. Then he became bad, like really bad when he was playing guard for the Eagles. Then he became good again when he came to the Chargers, and then he became bad last season. So he wanted to either get back to his third phase or his first phase, and I say good luck with that, because that's just too much flip-flopping for me. I'm not sure if he's ever going to get back, but maybe he will under Ken Whisenhunt, sir. Maybe possible, but we'll see about that. You signed Matt Slauson in free agency. He's currently scheduled to start at center, and he'll be a good center. But if you end up starting Max Turk, Matt Slauson can play guard, and he'll be a good guard. I thought he was a really good lineman for the Bears last season, so that is a nice signing for you. You have Joe Barksdale on the right side. At right tackle, he's good. Really one of the more underrated offensive linemen in the league. One of the better right tackles in the league. He's starting there good. Your guards, DJ Fluker, moving him inside to guard. It should be a better fit for him. I actually do buy into that, so I expect more from him. Orlando Franklin, he's better than that. We should see better than what we saw in 2015, because in 2015 he was really disappointing. So I expect him to be better. So I can buy into all of these stories, except for King Dunlap. I'm not quite sure I'm buying into that, but Orlando Franklin, DJ Fluker, I can buy into those reclamation projects and stories. All right, defensively, inside linebackers, a bit of a question. Bunch of young guys, Denzel Perryman, Manti Te'o. You drafted Jatavis Brown and Joshua Perry. Who will solidify themselves? Number 1, I expect Denzel Perryman to really solidify himself. He's the best one of them right now to me. He's not great, but he is definitely serviceable, definitely pretty good at this level. Manti Te'o, I expect him to end up being benched. He's an upcoming free agent. This is a contract year. I expect him to kind of be phased out of this defense, to be quite honest with you. And Joshua Perry to step up to the plate and be a good starting linebacker for this Chargers team by midseason. Safeties, Jaleel Adai, not very good. And he's not going to be a good replacement for Eric Weddle. You're going to see that production go down. Dwight Lowry, you signed him for the Indianapolis Colts. I thought he had a pretty good season last year for the Colts, but I also think that was a bit of an aberration, and he really hasn't played that well in his career up to this point. So I'm not thrilled about the starting safeties right now for the San Diego Chargers. And also tight end, Antonio Gates starting there. Getting old, but still very good right now. Still very productive. And you drafted Hunter Henry in the second round. He should replace Ladarius Green's productivity yard for yard. Even from his rookie season, he should do that, so you shouldn't miss much there. So I like the Chargers roster. It's not bad. There are some issues. There are some big issues, especially when we're talking about the run game and, questions in terms of the defense, who's going to step up. But, there's a lot of potential here. Let's look at the schedule. You guys go up against the AFC South. Congratulations. You're going to beat the Titans. You may go to Indianapolis and beat the Colts, and I think you're going to beat the Jaguars, so you could go 3-1 in that division. I think you'll lose at Houston, though. I'm pretty sure of that. I say 3-1, 2-2 maybe in that division. You guys obviously in the AFC West once again, so I think 3-3 is at best. I think you're going to lose to the Raiders, no doubt, at least once. You're going to lose to the Chiefs, no doubt, at least once. And to Denver, I think you're going to lose at least once. But there's actually a chance you could sweep Denver. I can buy into that. But there's also a chance that Kansas City or Oakland can sweep you. So I'm going to go a conservative 3-3 there. You guys also go up against the NFC South, and I think you're going to have some troubles. But the good thing is, I think the two tricky teams, the Saints and the Bucks, and they're tricky. I mean, they're going to sneak up on some people this year. Luckily, you get to host them, so that I think you're going to get some wins out of those. But I say you split with them. You guys go to Atlanta, go to Carolina. I don't love those matchups. I think those could be L's for you, so I say 1-3 against them. You guys host Miami, and you guys also go to Cleveland. You should beat Cleveland. Miami will be tough. For some reason, you guys really don't play well against Miami. I don't know why. So with that said, that's about 8-8. But when I started thinking about it more, I don't know. I really wasn't feeling 8-8. I'm feeling 7-9. That's my prediction. My prediction is 7-9. Although I will say this, the best case scenario, I think it's 10-6. I think they could go 10-6. They'd still be 3-3 in the division, but let's say they kill the AFC South. Let's say they really do well against the NFC South, but they still go 3-3 in the division, and then lose games like at Carolina, lose at Houston or something like that, and all of that, and that'd be great. Maybe lose, even at Atlanta or something. So I can still see 10-6. You win the AFC West, because I think the AFC West winner will be 10-6. I think the Chiefs and the Raiders will be right there battling for that. But worst case scenario, 6-10. I think that's the absolute worst, though, assuming you're healthy. If you're healthy, Phillip Rivers, this is too much talent offensively. I think they're really going to get it going. But I think the lack of the run game, and it's going to be a lack. It's going to be a lack of a run game, and I think still some young guys on defense that need to mature. Joey Bosa. Oh, I forgot to talk about the defensive line. Joey Bosa, I expect some things from him. A lot of people don't love him. I do. I think he's going to get 8 sacks this season, and then even more in the future. But, nose tackle, don't love Sean Lissamore right now. You also have Corey Liuget, don't love him either. Thank God Kendall Reyes is out of there because he's been bad for years. But I still think there's too many questions defensively for me in terms of the front seven and the safeties. So I feel 7-9 is a good prediction. So I'm going on the lower end, but 10-6 is still very much possible. I can buy into that, but I just feel 7-9. It just feels 7-9 to me. It feels like it's going to be one of those Norv Turner Chargers seasons where they're 7-9 or 8-8. They get their wins. They're going to upset some teams, but they're going to lose some games they shouldn't lose. They're going to fire Mike McCoy, and they're going to be on to the next one. That's what I'm feeling from this San Diego Chargers season. What are you feeling? Tell me down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, and most importantly, make sure to subscribe for more videos, because every single damn day here on Sports Fan Entertainment, there will be a new team, 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. This is a channel to be. If you're not subscribed, boy, are you missing out, because I'm really grinding out these videos. Until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.